Yep, you got it. So this was all farmed like over the years, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
before you had it, there was they had what, cows?
Yeah,
And...
when I moved here, it was fenced, and they had cattle in here. Yeah, so down here is like more peat, which I won't burn today because it's a little bit dry this winter. And if peat gets burning, you can't put it out essentially.
Yeah, right. So you've already tested it. You've already done a bit of a test burn here.
Yeah.
Not long ago.
Yeah. So the main thing about it is to, I guess, doing this type of land management is to observe, the results of what you do. And so I've been doing it for about 10 years and observing, what comes back depending on the time of year that you do the burn. And
All right.
and last year I noticed when I burnt in August, there was a real proliferation of orchid species come up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that spring. So,
very nice.
Yeah, other years I've done like autumn through to winter, and when I waited till late winter, yeah, that was the result. So
Well, all right. Well, let's arc up a bit of a burn, and we'll keep talking as we go. All right.
Yeah, cool. Something that I like to consider when doing a burn is what animals you might be affecting, and especially in the middle of winter coming into spring, you don't want to affect their home as well, and that's why I think it's good not to do like full-scale burns in summer, because it doesn't really take into consideration all the little animals, the insects.
Well, you've got to really be careful of our little native animals and critters. So I've noticed you've got down here a bit of digging and stuff that's gone on. It looks like some sort of a little marsupial. What do you think this is here, Simon?
Yeah, well, we've got a lot of swamp rats, and there's the Lantechinus live in here. I think this might be like a nest of swamp rats in here. Well, I love all the little marsupials and want to make sure that they've got somewhere to live.
So if we're going to burn this area, what sort of protection measures are you going to put in place just to make sure you don't burn where those little animals are?
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious there's a nest underneath here, so
yep.
Yeah, and you can see I've left it a little bit longer around here, and I'll dampen out the fire before it gets to this area. If I burnt that out, the local goshawk will come along and be able to.
You got to watch
they've got no cover.
The predators from the sky as well.
The wind's got blowing strong northwesterly today towards this way, so I'll start over this side and burn back towards where the wind's coming from. So it's just a matter of, you could use a fresh eucalyptus branch or something like that.
You prefer to do like a slow, cooler burn, don't you?
Yeah. That's sort of a habitat burn, really. Like,
right.
Trying to maintain the habitat, and also, make it so that if a fire does come through in summer, then those will be little islands of habitat that, won't get burnt out with a really hot fire if a wildfire does come through here.
And you're getting rid of the pasture weed species, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
And then your native indigenous plants will come back in these areas?
Yeah. Well, like I've got the Lepidosperma species, which is a type of sword sedge, which relies on fire to germinate the seed, and so after burning, a lot of that stuff comes up and replaces what was here, and that's what I found through observing over the last few years. Yeah, at certain times of year you do it to burn at different times, and different things come up, and that can affect what the future plant growth is. So once we burn around here, then we can do a larger area and know that it's not going to get into that bit there. You
wouldn't mulch that area, would you?
Nah.
Because then that would disturb the natural process, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I think it can increase fertility as well. And a lot of those like grassland species, they don't like fertile. If you make it fertile, then weeds will just grow and that's what I've found. The less you disturb it, the better, really. Like as far as adding stuff to it, and yeah, I've had pretty good success with regrowth after just doing the burn at certain times of year. Even just doing like that's probably like 30 kilometres an hour the wind today, and you can see it's, if you do it small like this, then it's
all right. So we won't arrest you for doing this today. All right.
Oh, someone might.
You might hear the sirens soon in the background.
And I will say I'm not a scholarly expert on this, but it is good to, you know, to be observant and try things and learn from your mistakes, and that's pretty much the approach that I'm taking.
Burning prevents you from having to use harmful, damaging chemicals in the environment too, doesn't it?
Yeah. And Australia's got a long history of having fire as a tool to manage the land, and so the plants have adapted to that, and that's why it makes sense to me to use that, to your advantage.
That's great, mate. If it's done correctly and thoughtfully, like the way you're doing it, with a bit of preparation, and if you know what you're doing, it's the best way to go about it, isn't it?
Yeah. So look at that. All the time I'm thinking and looking and saying, you know, is there a little animal track or something like that I could be affecting, or, you know, it's the insects and spiders as well.
Yeah.
Quite often you'll go to, you know, change something and see at the last minute, oh, hang on, something's living there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Doing the burning kills off the thatch and the seed bank of the introduced grass species.
So it helps the sword sedge grow without having to compete with the weed species so much.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll come and dig that out and make sure that doesn't go to seed again.
Don't hurt your back, mate.
No,
all right.
Yeah. Found 117 species of remnant indigenous plant species here, and I know where there are particular pockets, and some of those plants there's only, you know, a handful on the whole property, and you've got to keep that in mind.
This is a beautiful little area you've got in here, mate.
Yeah, Binchy, we're talking about how, you know, once the indigenous species start to populate an area, that this was an area that was full of invasive grass species, probably one of the first areas that I did, and I won't burn this now. Like, essentially I'll just come through, and like you can see, like the leptospermum prickly tea trees here, they're probably a pretty good example of what could be an environmental weed here. I mean, they are indigenous to the area, but they will take over this whole area. So instead of burning, once this is getting established, and you can see all the little animal tracks and that in here everywhere. So what I'll just do is come through and yank these out before they go to seed. And this is all I'll do to this area now. They come out pretty easy.
Yeah, just as you said, it'll come out easy.
Yeah, well, you can see this one started to seed.
So why do these species of leptospermum why are they so susceptible to become a weed?
Well, they're just a mass seeder. Like they that's their survival mechanism, is to just produce mass amounts of seed. And as soon as the plant dies off, they drop the seed and germinate really easily.
Right.
More so than other species. So you can see down in here, I was talking about all the little, you know, there's a little spider nest in there. I don't know what type that is, but yeah. This is a Patersonia fragilis.
Oh, geez, it's a decent sized one.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, you got some really nice acacias over here too.
Little Acacia versilatata, the prickly Moses.
Acacia versilatata, look at that. Looks like it's got a heap of flower buds on it too.
Yeah. So just coming through here, I'll try and step on the existing animal tracks, and because there's things living all through here.
All right. And you just go through and hand pluck some of those leptos out.
Yeah. And you can see this area here. I'll probably burn this area here where it's really starting to get thatchy, and there is
And then you keep those areas of the sword sedge and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I can really see what you're trying to achieve here, mate. It's
Yeah. Acacia longifolia also is a weed here.
So this is longifolia.
Yeah. They're very similar, but what I do here to stop the whole place just becoming a wattle area is I'll let them grow up to their first flowering, and then the bees get the benefit of the protein from the wattle at the end of winter, and then I'll just chop it down and leave it where it is, and that'll mulch out this area. And what I've found, if you do that around bracken areas, I think there's something in the compound in the leaves that kills off the bracken.
Oh.
Yeah, so
what the bracken can get out of hand too.
Yeah, the bracken can get out of hand as well, and I've found that where I drop a wattle into the bracken, the leaves break down into the soil in the bracken areas, and I've found that's a way that I can control the bracken. I've noticed that over the last few years. But
and does that smother out other weed species as well? Putting the wattle down?
No, all the little sedges and that still manage to grow up through it. I've found, and
all right.
Yeah, it's not the scientifically proven thing, but it's just another observation.
Have you got an area you can show us where you've done this?
Yeah, let's have a look up this way.
All right.
Yep. So on this side of the path here, how out of control, and it's actually it's a real fire hazard. And an example of using the wattle leaves. So there was a wattle here that I chopped down over the top of all this area here. This was 4 years ago, and you can see that the bracken's hardly grown back.
Oh yes, I can see this area here. Yes.
Yeah, but all the sedges and all the other little herbaceous plants have grown on. So this is 4 years later. So.
And then this is compared to, say, this over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can tell there's a big difference, can't you?
Yeah, so I did it by chance a couple of times and just noticed what happened, and now I use that method to take out the bracken and encourage the little herbs and sedges and grasses to repopulate.
So there's a method to your madness.
Oh, well, yeah, some might think so.
It's good, mate. Yeah. Well, you can really tell the difference there, can't you?
Yeah. And you can see just behind as well, where
you haven't done
the bracken. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of this area here. You'll need to possibly lay some more acacia branches or do a bit of a burn or something.
There's some big acacias growing up through there, and I'll drop them onto here, and that'll just naturally thin out.
So it'd be hard to do a burn on this area here, would it?
Oh yeah, it'd go
because it might light up your manna gums and all that.
It'll take off at this point in time.
Yeah, right. So there's too much fuel there.
It's a really dry winter too this year.
Yeah, it's a very dry winter.
Yeah, but I had a group come through from one of the universities, and I talked with the teacher about what I'd done here, and he went and did a bit of research. I can't remember what the actual chemical component was, but he seemed to think that there was something to it. Something in the acacia leaves.
All right, mate. Well, it's been great to see what you do here today, and I think you're doing a really good job. And the environment here is very appreciative of you doing this kind of thing. So, well done.
Yeah, thanks, Benji. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, no worries. We'll catch you next time.